bro.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the OS Talk. It is October 28th, 2016, and we are joined with Spare today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I hope all the UK boys watching will just get all super hyped. We also have our co-host with the most, Deadbeat, with us today as well. How you doing, Deadbeat?
I think I ate too much ice cream.
Oh, what kind of ice cream?
Boysenberry.
Boysenberry. Ooh, that sounds rich. I don't think that was a good idea.
It was delicious, though.
It very well might have been, but like you don't want to, get exploded on ice cream and then do an interview. Like, don't vomit, please. That's all I ask.
I could
If you
get
do
more.
if you do, it'll be forever immortalized. CottonCandy.mp3 will be replaced, and we'll just call it, I don't know, Dead Ralph. There we go.
Also explosion.
DeadRalph.mp3. Awesome explosion. Okay. Anyway, Spare, we're going to go ahead and give you your first question now. Me and Deadbeat will go back and forth with these. And after that's done, the community, you guys listening, you will be able to ask Spare all kinds of questions. Definitely seems like we have a very energetic crowd today. The memes have been pretty strong.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll get some really
energetic
neat...
is a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, energetic. We're positive here. We don't talk about bad things. All right. So, our first question's pretty simple, straightforward. Yep. How did you stumble upon us?
That's actually quite funny. So basically, maybe 5 years ago now, I was playing Call of Duty 4, and someone on my team decided he was gonna leave like halfway through, and then we wondered why he left. And then in TeamSpeak, he said he's going to play Osu, and I was like, "What is Osu?" So I messaged him on this program called Xfire, which is I don't think exists anymore, and he just told me like about Osu and stuff and tried to get me into it. I like played a couple of songs and then didn't play it for months and months, and then an in real life friend called Lucas, I actually managed to get him to play as well, and then we kind of just like started to like play together in multiplayer and just like see how good we could do. It was pretty fun actually.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of a running theme, it seems. Like most of the really good players, and like we went through a lot of top people during the OS Talks history, but one thing that kind of stays concurrent throughout is like the people that are really good did not give two craps about this game going into it.
That's very true.
It's like, yeah, I tried it for a little bit. It was like, eh. And then I came back and I was like, hey, I'm good at this. Maybe I should play it more. And,
yeah.
And then the people that are really gung-ho about it from the get-go, they usually turn out to be decent content creators, but then they fall off, like myself. I fell off in the actual play scene. I could do like some decent stuff, but the maps nowadays, like seeing number one players play, it's like, what do you do? Like, is your forearm made of like steel? I don't know how some of that stuff goes down. But that being said, onto the sub question to this. Well, obviously, anyone who knows who you are knows you're really decent at standard mode. Did you have any prior music game experience to us, or was it really your first venture into music games?
It was actually my first venture into music games, yeah.
That's crazy. Now that you've played it, though, has it made you like broaden your horizon on music games? Have you tried other rhythm games since OS?
Definitely. I like to play Stepmania quite often. That's pretty fun. I tried to play Guitar Hero at Matham's house. That didn't go down too good.
Oh man, Guitar Hero is my stuff. You're preaching to me right now. I'm liking what I hear. Which one did you play? Did you play like the new one? Because the new one's bad.
I think it was like the old one. I don't actually know which one.
Rainbow buttons or black and white buttons?
It was like, hold on. It just had like orange, green.
Yeah, that's standard.
Red.
That's standard, and that's the good one. They re-released Guitar Hero actually. I think it was last year, and they set it up to a 6-button thing, and it's not good.
Killed it.
It's not good. it totally killed it. I like my 5 buttons and simplicity, please.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna make it crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Deadbeat, go ahead and grab that next question for Spare here.
I was just kind of curious because Spear did mention X-Fire. Wasn't that like
Oh,
massively popular in like everywhere in like 2010, 2009?
It was
Yeah,
like 2000. It was like 2008 when it came out, and it was popular with CS:GO.
Yeah.
Well, not CS:GO, but Counter Strike in general.
Yeah, because
for a long
I
time.
remember never using it, but I always heard about it everywhere on the forums. Like,
Yeah, it was definitely
couldn't
one
get
of
away
them.
from it.
Well, you could record your replays with it. You could put highlights. It was kind of neat. Like, and it tracked your game time. That was like the biggest thing.
Yeah,
back
that was
then.
the biggest thing.
Yes, that's
X-Fire.
what it did.
Yeah, and like everybody was going all EP with it. I have like 1,000 hours in Oz. And then
Yeah.
it was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
How much is
As
that
a
a
creator,
gameplay?
I had like, as a mapper, I had like 8,000 hours into Oz. But
Damn.
like, I can't tell you like how much of that's actually playing and how much of it was just me sitting at the editor staring at it going,
What do I do next?
yeah, exactly. Like, okay, this pattern's done. What am I gonna do with this next one though?
How
2
will
hours
this
later,
work?
that works. Pretty
That's
much.
the thing that I really did not like about mapping. Just like listening to the same 5 seconds over and over and over and over again to the point where you just get sick
Yeah.
of it.
That's why you gotta do hit sounds, man. Hit sounds make everything a little bit more bearable. Like, and then like sometimes I'll even change the hits.
I cannot
I'm gonna
stand
have
the
to-
default whistle though. I really just
Oh,
Good
Me
God,
neither.
no one likes the default whistle. Like
cannot. It's
you
because
don't
it
use-
sounds
Ah.
horrible.
it does.
you go and grab something that doesn't sound horrible and you custom hit sound that shit in. That's how you get rid of the whistle, man. Like nobody like, and what really makes me mad is I look back at some of my older maps where they forced like that whistle, and nowadays they pretty much accepted that, hey, nobody likes this. We're not gonna make anybody use it. It's just bad.
The soft whistle is alright, but it's just the normal
Yeah.
one hurts.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
it doesn't hurt as much in Japanese openings, I feel like, but that's also because like the way the game was based after Owendan, like it was cheerleaders, and like, you know, they do like the whistle fight, you know, and the whistle was part of that, and Pepe, you know, wanted to keep like the originality of the games that it was based off of, so he kept the whistle, which it works for certain songs, like the songs that the original team that made the game used the whistle for fit, but when you go into like English pop or techno or something, those completely lose all validity.
Yeah.
Like it's out the
It
fucking
has
window.
to fit. It has to fit.
Exactly. And I feel like as we go further and further, at some point the whistle might actually see a death. I'm not 100% sure, but I know with Stream, like we were told very diligently when we were making maps for that there for a little bit, like you don't have to use the whistle, you can use the drums. And the drums need a little bit of work too, but they've gotten a couple updates to their sounds and they're pretty cool now. They're pretty chill. All right, though. Let's get on to that next question here. Deadbeat, go ahead and take that for us.
Goodbye, whistle. When about did you start playing for ranks, and did you ever think you'd be top of the UK board?
I started playing for ranks around PPV1, which was really kind of weird because, you know, you could play like double time on a hard and you would literally like shoot up the rankings. There was a couple of maps I can remember from that kind of era. I think one of the biggest farm maps in PPV1 was like Carlito Boy or something.
Hey, Carlito?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't
Who's
it the
that boy?
Gins?
Who's that boy? Charles. You know that map? Do you know
Yeah,
that
that
map?
map-
Everyone knows that map.
Carlito!
Yes.
Yeah, that was
That's
just...
my stuff, dude.
It is
Wasn't that
lit.
like one of the voted best maps of the year or something?
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't
It is
know, but the
actually
music
great.
video is the video that came with
Spot
it
on.
was just fucking beautiful.
It really
Go,
was.
go, go.
Oh man, that's good times, good stuff though. I
Yeah.
miss Charles. Like he used to be a co-host on the OS Talk actually for the longest time, and then he went on and decided to do like more interesting stuff with his life. Yeah, Circles wasn't doing it for him anymore.
Oh.
It's okay. We all have low attention spans, and circles are just fine for us. Oh man. So once you started playing and you got up into the top, like, was there a point in time where you finally were like, okay, hey, I'm probably gonna get number 1 here, or did it just hit you out of nowhere? Like, was it a long fight?
Basically, I'd say that I really enjoyed like watching myself like progress. There was a point where I just completely forgot about ranks, and I just wanted to like actually understand how to get better. So I kind of just like looked at my weaknesses, if you like, and I kind of just focused on them. And it was very hard to balance out like aim and speed and stuff like that. But eventually, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost as if something like clicked in with like act or something.
Oh, dude, you don't even have to. You don't, like, you say that doesn't make too much sense, but I totally know where you're coming from. I mean, I can't say it on a higher caliber of you, but for the longest time, I was trying to just pass RLC's Pretender. I know it's an older map, but like, I kept on like getting wrecked, and then Deadbeat comes up one day and he's like, "Yeah, man, I passed that a while back. I mean, I got a bad rank on it. I think it's like a C, but I passed it." I'm like, "How did you pass it?"
I still don't even know.
I have never FC'd that, believe it or not.
Oh,
Till this day.
Don't worry. I haven't either, and I'm okay with that.
I did though. I got my hot boy A rank with only like 3 misses on it, and I like when you said it just clicked. I got to the point where I thought I was gonna die. Anybody who's familiar with the song would definitely know what I'm talking about. It's when it gets to the crazy stream section and it's just going
with
back
the space
and forth.
sliders.
Like, yeah,
that part is horrible.
But like, something just clicked and I killed that section. Like, and ever since then, I don't have that much of an issue killing that section. But the mental block that my mind had created for me about you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Like,
it's kind of more of understanding what's going wrong and why, and usually most of the time like what holds your skill back for definite is actually like your mental state at the time. That's why you play so different on so many different days. Like one day you could even FC Pretender like with high act, and then one day you would just play it and you would slide a break all over the place. It just depends. Like,
I suppose that also explains like why you tend to kind of like do worse and worse the more you retry a map over and over again.
Yeah,
it just kind of gets you and you just kind of lose it.
The main reason for that is because of obviously mind blocks, but it's mainly because your brain kind of thinks that, oh, I've played this map before, I know where these notes are, and you're basically actually just going off like muscle memory. Because like you're trying to remember it for where that notes actually are, you don't usually like, you completely forget about the reading aspect nearly.
I feel like one of my major faults is I still play mouse only. I have a tablet, not good at it. I'm not even going to try to get good at it. I've always been decent with mouse. And my biggest thing is I move too fast. And like, and you'd think, okay, moving too fast, that's not that big of a deal. But when it comes to like streams and shit, like if you move too quick over those, like, and they're a lot slower than you think, but my other hand's like, I gotta speed up, so then my other hand gets all dumb, and it's like, oh, well, you're streaming faster, maybe I should move faster, but it don't work like that. And I've noticed, though, that maps a long time ago that I wouldn't think I'd be able to pass, I could pass super easily with that mindset where I have to move quick, but with maps where the streams are more condensed, that's where I see my most slider breaks, personally.
Yeah.
Mouse Master Race.
Pretty much.
It's actually kind of cool seeing mouse players back in the top 10 again.
That's great. That is honestly one of the best things.
I think it's you and Angel Sim at the moment. Is it just the two of you?
I'm not a mouse player.
Yeah, I know you're not a mouse. No, nope. We were just talking about mouse. Silly deadbeat.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was a mouse player. I wonder where that came from.
Alright, well, you know, I assume it's just, I was about to say, I assume just because, you know, UK boy, Doomsday, Mouse Master.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah. Like, that would be crazy if, like, you had the top from one country that was just like, all right, we've decided to throw our mortal coils away, tablets, mouse all day. But no, unfortunately, the way mapping's going, while you can get some high-end mouse players up there, a lot of the stuff is getting really ridiculous for mouse DPI and sensitivity. Like at a technical level, some of the stuff being put out is just, if you can do it, you're God. But I don't really expect people to be able to pass some of the newer stuff with mouse only. Let's go ahead and move on to our next question here. It looks like you've been playing for what seems to be around 4 years. Like you said, you had that pause in between.
Yeah.
But with you playing for so long, how long would you say an average play session for you is?
I think when I was really trying, I think it could actually range to around 9 hours.
That's actually a little bit more on the high end from what we've normally heard.
I think probably like 7 hours, like maybe for like a year straight.
Dang.
Those
pretty high.
PlayStations. Oh, I believe it though, man. I mean,
it wasn't like every day, but like when I had the chance to, when I was like, well, I'd be sitting in school and I'd be like, oh, I really want to play Osu. Oh, this new map's come out. I really want to play Osu.
Happen on your table, waiting, just like, I'm gonna play the crap out of that when I get home.
That's kind of funny. I used to actually sit in my science class because I couldn't actually stream over 180 BPM for like a year. And I'd literally sit in my science class and I'd literally tap on the desk and I'd literally pretend I was streaming and I would literally just try all through like the whole science lesson to keep going. And ever since I'd done that, boom, gains.
Self-improvement while in science class, because who needs to pay attention to science?
Yeah, Osu addiction confirmed.
Oh, dude, OS addiction is so real. I feel like there should be a help hotline for some people.
There does. Like, you should go on to Peppy about that one. That needs to happen, man.
Be like, hello and welcome to the OS help hotline. If you're suffering from IRS or any type of risk disability, please press 1. If you've literally lost every single friend you've ever had and you don't know what to do with your life but click circles, please press 2. If you've reached this number in error, please press 3.
If you push 2, it should redirect you to Academy of the 26.
Yeah.
It really should.
Hello, good sir. You need to quit the game. Oh, man.
I love how we know what the episode number is. It's like the only one we've memorized.
Of course, it's literally ingrained into Banjo Bot. You can just fact sleep or fact quit. And
I think it's sleep.
Is it still just sleep?
I think it's sleep, yeah.
Oh, they removed fat quit.
I mean, it might. Jerks. I think quit might still be there. I don't actually check that often.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna grab this other question here too because it kind of tacks into the other one. And then you can go ahead and grab the next two. So, also it does look like you dabble a little bit in Mania and CTB. So do you have plans to master more than just standard mode? Are you just looking to be #1 in the UK for standard, or is Mania in your sights? It looks like you play a little bit more on the Mania front than the CTB, so however you want to answer that one.
Yeah, actually, I've been playing Mania a lot quite recently, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm very inspired by the top players. Obviously, like, nothing ever going to be in comparison to them, but it's always good to see yourself improve again, like, because of like kind of the standard scene. It's very hard to improve at such like rates as you would if you were kind of like new to the game. So basically, like, playing Mania is kind of like a fresh start, and it's just really fun to play, really fun to see yourself ranking up again. Yeah, it's very good to see you like progress.
Very much so. And you know, that's one thing I've always said about us is like, yeah, PPV2 did make it a lot it made like finding actual skill a little bit better for players, and putting people in the tops kind of makes a little bit more sense. But the only downside to PPV2 is the literal like loss of seeing progress because
Yeah.
it just disappeared. And then the progress hits way too hard. Like even myself being like 23,000, almost 30,000 at this point. If I was to literally go out and grind a really hard song that had like, I don't know, maybe 300 pp, and I know there's songs that go all the way up to 6 to 7, and you know these things are possible, but if I was to get a score that awarded me 300, I would shoot up ridiculously.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really show that I did good. It just shows that I did really good in one map.
Yeah.
And pat on the back, now you're automatically better than like 25,000 other people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So-
very hard to kind of find like an absolute ranking system for Osu.
Yeah.
But
And then,
I definitely miss the kind of the score days, like when it was just score.
Oh, yeah. Because at least then, yeah, you didn't get a real check for actual skill as much as you would like, but you did see progress. You always
Yeah.
saw something moving, even if you were just moving one rank above somebody.
It was so
still
less
movement.
stressful. It was just amazing. Like
Yeah,
you wouldn't worry
could play
about a
whatever you
thing.
wanted. You could play whatever you wanted, and it's affected mapping too. Like, and we've had discussions about this time in and time out, but like the performance point system has definitely affected mapping. And if people sit there and say it hasn't, then they have a few screws loose, because
Yeah.
now that more or less the algorithm for how to get more performance points per map has been more or less solved out by people in Reddit, by dev blogs that have kind of went into detail on how it works and everything like that. The fact that the calculation is now open source and
Yeah.
people can work on that. So mappers have took that, instead of actually trying to fix the system, mappers looked at it and they're like, oh wait, so this is how I get more people to play my map? I just put these kind of things in it, and then it's going to award a lot of score, and then people can climb, which isn't a bad thing in its own
Yeah.
right, but
It's got its pros, and it's also got its cons. But
Yeah.
it's because I don't know. Like obviously, mappers are obviously gonna kind of go towards that kind of spectrum due to they obviously want to get their maps popular, right? So that is a very kind of unique way to do it right now.
Exactly.
Thank you, Mr. Monstrata.
you have to make it to where it's like it's worth something to the people that are actually playing this game for ranks, as to where back in the day when you make a map it was more like, hey, check out this cool thing I did, and it kind of gives score, but who cares about that? It's awesome. And now it's more like nobody cares about just being awesome. It's like, can you be awesome and award more than 400 pp please? And that's basically mapping in a nutshell, at least in my opinion. I mean, there's still people that do really cool stuff and people that
Yeah.
make difficulties for new players, but
Definitely.
what you see mostly on the inner layer, you have to peel it like an onion at this point and get into the good stuff, because
Yeah.
all the outside stuff is basically the competitive aspect.
Yeah.
I know Pepe's been talking about wanting to separate the competitive aspect with the creative aspect for a long time, and I feel like loved maps might help do that in a way, but
Yeah.
it really depends. Like, they need to take the love category and actually use it not just for ridiculous batshit stuff, and that's what I'm afraid is going to happen.
Yeah.
It also needs to be
Me
done.
too.
It also needs to be done in a way where it's not just ridiculous batshit stuff, but fun stuff that might not exactly follow the rules, like cutting circles. That map was cool way back in the day. It
Yeah.
had sliders that literally went off screen and came on the other
Well,
side.
to be fair, they do have Fake It and Loved,
Yeah,
which is, I guess is a prime example of what you're talking about as well.
yeah, and
Definitely.
that's good to see. That is good to see. It's just I worry that, like, as
I know
time
what
goes-
you're trying to say. Like
Yeah,
because like obviously it's basically like very, should we say, overmapped like maps,
Mhm.
and people are like, oh my god, this looks like batshit crazy, let's just slap it on loved, let's vote for it. Whereas the kind of cool maps like that are very, you know, unique in themselves won't actually make it onto the love page.
yeah, and that's what I really wished Love would go for. And I know we've tried to aim for that in the past, and the lines always get blurred. But maybe with community voting, we'll start to see people like, because obviously voice is the strongest thing, you know. And
Yeah.
the people that want to see this cool, unique stuff, they need to make their voices heard. And the fact that people can vote for it will show. Like, at the end of the day, though, we still need to adhere to the loudest minority, I guess. And
Yeah,
that doesn't always mean
I'm
it's going to be
sure.
something. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's always going to be something I personally like, but definitely something we have to do.
Yeah.
All right, though, we kind of broke off on a tangent. Sorry about that, folks. We will get right back onto the questions.
While we're
you
just on
have
the tangent,
two
what is it?
Okay,
like,
okay,
just as a
Deadbeat,
complete
tangent it up.
overall, what actually is your main thoughts about the loved status as it currently is?
I kind of like the way it's going. I mean, there's some really good maps on there, like Delta Max. Snowdrive's okay, I guess. It's good to see the jump training on there. That's kind of funny. Fake It is definitely very legendary and such a great, unique map with an amazing storyboard with a lot of effort. So that definitely deserves to be on there. It's funny to see Jesse's map on there. I remember playing that a very long time ago.
Yeah, I
So
was
it's cool,
always
it's
a fan of I Love Poland.
Yeah.
I can't play it, but it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah. But yeah, like I believe the love category is it's going good, and it's good to see the community voting for the kind of the right things. What I'd like to see on there. Obviously, everybody's opinions on good maps is different, and I believe people should have a variety on the love category, pretty much.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
everyone to
the
enjoy.
voting should definitely help with that quite a lot.
iTech and Hakuro, I don't care if Red Light Glazes is fundamentally broken. It's actually good. I agree with Hakuro there, and even if it's fundamentally broken, it's still playable, and I like it. I like it a lot. Anyways, I will be right back, Debbie. Go ahead and get those questions for me.
You really sound like you needed to just disappear.
Yeah.
Like, it sounded like his chair was just like rocking backwards and forwards, like,
Yeah.
as soon as I'm done, I'm gone.
And then he types "gotta pee." Now we know why.
Yeah, emphasize that point completely.
I could literally hear him rocking back and forth.
I know. Speaking of Red Light Roses though, there's a YouTube channel that posts like storyboard dancing autoplays with the curses and stuff. Have you seen that channel?
Oh yeah,
They
yeah, I
actually did
have.
a Red Light Roses one, and it looks so beautiful. Have you seen that
Yeah.
one?
I'm not sure. I've seen like a load of them, and they are so like mesmerizing to watch, and how the curses kind of like dance.
It's really cool just to like watch the. I don't watch it a lot, but like sometimes I'll just go and find the odd man. Like,
Yeah.
I'll watch this one.
Yeah.
Can you curse a dance like that?
I wish I can curse a dance, but obviously not like a bot.
I just remember, I think it was Glad-Eye back in the day. He'd play like maps that were like he could easily pass, and then just curse a dance, just complete curse a dance. Kind of like similar to how like Drunk Pippi did it, but like a
Yeah.
lot worse. It was really
Yeah,
fun to watch.
It's actually really fun to curse a dance on kind of, should we say, easier songs when there's kind of like, like a pause for like a second. You can actually just like, I don't know, it just makes the map so much more enjoyable. And if the map has like really good flow, it feels great to curse a dance. I can't explain it. It's just like a rush. It's
Yeah,
great.
like generally if I see
And
like
it's so cool
if I
to see
like
it as well.
The half beat or like 1-to-1 beats just like back
Yeah.
and forwards, I'll just like bounce the cursor between them. Because
Yeah,
why
I've
not?
done
I got the
Yeah.
time.
An example for that, the start of the old remote control. Can you remember like the singles at the start?
I haven't played much remote control. Like, I'm not a good player. I can't play most of these like insane maps.
Which remote control?
The first ever remote control. Do you know the singles at the start?
Yeah, the really
I
big
used
ones?
I used to just spin my cursor around in a circle.
Oh yeah, I totally do that. I did that on my Lottie Da map a lot too. It's set up in kind of the same manner where you can hit a giant circle and hit the two side
Wasn't
map,
Met by Garvin like
side
that?
circles.
I remember one map. I think it was called. Superstar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
And
boy.
that's so fun. Like, there's like one pattern in it where it's like in the middle, but then it goes like into jumps. I don't know how to explain it. It's
I
really
know.
cool.
Yeah, it starts off at a normal spacing and then it kind of like rubber bands all the way
Yeah.
up. Yeah, that's really fun to cursor dance on too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I bet the truck probably mapped that part as well for exactly that reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there we go. Anyway, we should probably actually move on to the question.
Oh, you still didn't get to the question? I even was able to go to the bathroom and everything.
Oh no, we were talking about like
Dang.
Red Like Roses and cursor dancing.
Yeah.
We were
Not a
having
problem.
fun.
Alright,
Alright, so
let's go ahead and get those.
you've got a YouTube and a Twitch channel. Are they just for us, or do you put other stuff up there?
Currently it's just for us. It's really weird because, like, when I started playing OS and really getting into it, it was very hard. I can't explain why, but it was very hard to actually go back to games I used to enjoy because I'd be like, oh, nah, Osu's the best game. Let's just play Osu. Let's focus on Osu. That's all it was. And it still is. I find it very hard to focus on other games.
Yep, that's all part of Pepe's master plan.
Yeah, I knew it. All that jet money's coming in now.
Exactly. Like the jet fund was just a ruse, man. It's all on mind control.
Yeah.
Like,
We'll use
Now
the
you
kid
can-
funds to get more publicity.
Conspiracies.
yeah, now you'll never be able to play another game. It's ruined gaming for you. If it's not circles and music, you can't do it.
It's actually
But,
a
um,
horrifying thought.
Do you actually like so when you do streams and stuff like what would you say your viewer base is like at the moment?
Sometimes it can peak to about 250. That's pretty good. I have been hosted by obviously like bigger players, and I've had around 700, and it's very weird. It's pretty fun. I love my viewers. It's just great. It's great to stream, talk to the community, I guess.
Yeah, that's another thing I'd like to kind of touch base on because the hosting with Twitch has only been around for a few months, maybe a little bit longer than that, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's not actually a super new thing, but with hosting and whatnot, have you ever had like an undesirable experience? Because we all know Twitch chat can get crazy.
I think when I got unbanned, probably.
Oh, there's a story.
Yeah, that is a good story. Yeah, I think some people kind of didn't understand who I was at the time, which is kind of okay. They kind of just thought, oh, it's just some random guy who's good at the game. Let's point fingers.
I actually do quite like the Twitch hosting. That was definitely a really good idea.
Oh, for sure. I'm just worried that if I ever actually started streaming stuff outside of, because I was just playing Metroid. Well, you remember, Deadbeat, when I was streaming that Metroid game that we were doing.
Yeah, but I left early.
So I started off just being normal, and the next thing I know, like, there was like 115 viewers, and I'm like, what the And it was because someone, now the mistake is mine. I forgot to change that I was actually playing Metroid, and it still had me listed as us. And I guess someone was like, "Oh wow, is Z-Trot streaming? I'm gonna host him." And then I had 115 people, like going, "What the fuck is this? Why are you jumping around shooting shit? Where's the circles?" And I'm like,
The disappointment.
"Hello, people." But I didn't obviously know that, and things get a little bit on the crazy side, but
Yeah.
what kind of content do you throw up on your YouTube? Is it just mostly replays, or do you talk about any of the maps that come out?
It's mostly replays for now, but I have plans like to talk about, should we say, maps what I really enjoy, like some of my favorite maps. I'd love to do a video on that.
I think
Yeah.
a few people have actually done that sort of stuff, where they'd upload like videos of them playing maps they really enjoy and then like analyze them.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, why? Why would you leave that? No!
Speaking of which, yeah, because no one's done that before.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta love Chippy, man.
Oh man, you gotta love slash kind of lament Chippy, in my opinion, but he's an okay guy for the most part.
Yeah, he's okay.
Next one, what? Yeah, okay. Should we move on to the next
Yes.
question then? Because I imagine there'll be people here who want to ask questions as well. So, looking at your mapping history, you've only really had a crack at the one map. Not really your cup of tea.
Which map?
You had a grave deep map.
Oh, yeah. That was a very long time ago. Let's have a look. 4 years ago. I tried to make a map without any knowledge, and that didn't go too well. But
I can relate to that a bit too well.
yeah, I'd love to be able to map, but it's just it's very hard because around then as well, there wasn't very much, should we say, detail on how to, structure your maps. There was in the forums, but there was, which is okay, I guess, but there was like no visual representation of what to do, how to do this, and so
sir, have you checked that cool thing called the OS Academy out at all?
Yep.
Like, cause that definitely helps with basic structure and stuff. And if you ever wanted to make a beat map, I could tutor. I'm a good teacher. I promise. Although
Speaking of
people
mapping, we have this
I have my
new
trust.
series called Mapping Bites that might just be the thing you're looking for.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
Sellout.
goes into specific. Oh, super sellout. Hold on, let me get
Hey,
my
hey,
money.
it's our own stuff. It's our own
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but it just goes over basic patterns and stuff like that, and you can kind of get a decent idea. But yeah, so you never thought about going back to it after the 4 years? You've definitely got a lot more gameplay experience now. You don't think you'd be able to whip something up?
I'd love to. I do mess around like occasionally, but I'm usually it would be. I feel like I don't want to play. I'm too tired, but then I'll just feel like really creative, and I'll just hop on the editor, find a song I really like, and then just absolutely go crazy. And then I don't know what I do, and then I get to like maybe 6 a.m. and I'm like, oh my god, what have I made?
I remember those feels.
I wish I
Feels are
didn't.
crazy. Wake up at midnight, stay up till 9 in the morning, push out a map, try to get mods, realize, man, no one's gonna look at this right away. I should just go to sleep. But instead, you get that one guy that's like, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then you're up all day, and you're like, I don't want to make these changes right now. But if I leave, he's not gonna check it again.
I actually got
And-
super lucky with how I got mods, because I think I got like my first rank done in like a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people were like, how did you do this? I'm like, I just asked people.
Deadbeat. I like.
Hey, you are one of them.
Part of me dies on the inside every time somebody's like, it takes me like a month or something to get my ranks mapped, because it just brings me back to a time that I remember where I was getting maps ranked like twice a week, like 2 a week, 3 a week, sometimes. It was in 2011, literally, which most of my maps came out in 09 through 2012. And in that time, in a 3-year time span, I got 115, well, about 100 actually ranked, which is absolutely ridiculous. And like I was saying with Pishy Fat in our interview, one of the things that makes me mad is like mapping takes longer and longer, and all we've been doing as with the system is trying to make it easier and easier for maps to be ranked quicker. And it's like the community's fighting with us for something they don't need to fight with us about anymore, because they're like, look, we know you want to do things this way, we understand that, just make sure it's playable, we're not trying to force you to do other things like that. And some of our modders are like, no, it needs to be like this, or it needs to be like that. And really, it's just a sad day when you get down to the end of it, because it's like there have been all these movements that have made it to where we can get maps done easier, quicker. The star priority and stuff has been dropped to almost nothing. 12, you just need to get 12 priority stars. That doesn't even mean you have to have actual mods. and then you get 1 or 2 concurrent mods, and you could technically get a bubble at that point. That's all been written out.
Above what it used to be? 'Cause it used to be 8.
It used to be 8, yes, but they moved it to 12. But then, for a long time, it was 12, and then you needed a respective half number. You needed at least 6 mods on top of the 12 priority. And now it's just hit the priority, get at least 2 concurrent mods, and you can get your map ranked. But like, it doesn't happen like that, and I don't know why it doesn't. And like, there's really nothing you could, because you can tell the BNs all day that, hey, you guys can do this, but then another BN will see it, and like, that's one of the things that Locked has been trying to do, is get everybody on the same page. Because once everybody gets on the same page and everybody understands this is how we're doing it, we won't have these things where you see these people that are getting their maps ranked quick, and then people go to call them circle jerkers and all this other mean, rude stuff. When in reality, that's kind of the way we intend it to go. We intend your map to get in there, get reviewed, looked over, pop out, boom, sit and qualified. If there's a problem with it, you have a week to find it. That's like the main aspect of qualified. But people are like, no, let's mod this thing to hell and back, then put it into qualified, then find another reason, because it's not really unrankable, but I just don't like it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that needs to stop.
Yeah,
But-
I agree with that. I think qualified is such a great like invention in OSU, because it allows mappers to kind of get like
freedom.
a really good freedom and feedback, I guess. And you know, before those kind of things get finalized, people get to play them, you know, see how the map goes, and then people will talk about it, and then and people will obviously review the map.
Exactly, but instead of all the because most of the modding should be done after the qualification state. Like once you get it into a rankable state, everything's timed properly and stuff. Then you can nitpick the little stuff once it's unqualified. But unfortunately, we still have people that are still using the old modding terms from way back that haven't jumped with the times, and that's what creates these big levels of friction, and that's why you see maps sitting in limbo for like 6 to 7 months.
I still remember the good old days where like every single mod had like delete.osd file.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, please get rid of your storyboard, even though it really doesn't affect anything, and we could probably keep it in there. It needs to go.
Like every second mod post you'd see was just like, yeah, you got this unused.osb file. Can you get rid of it?
All right. Well, we're kind of tangenting on here with Spare. It's a little bit easier to talk with him, so we kind of getting off the topics. But let's hit these next 2 questions really quick, and then we'll get over to community after our third. Now, the first 2 questions I could bundle them. Will you be taking part in this year's OWC? And if there's anything that you were able to change about OWC, what would it be?
Okay, so it's currently unknown at this present moment if I'm going to be playing or not, because of obviously my past. So it's kind of, I sent an email and I'm just waiting for a reply. That's all I can say. But if I had to change anything about OWC, I don't think I would. I think the rules are okay. I don't know. It's fine, to be honest. I really like how kind of tournaments play out and stuff like that. It's so fascinating to represent your country, and that's something I'd like to be able to do.
I think at the
So
moment
I'm
there's 2 things that, from what I can see, looking at the discussion through, there's 2 things that the community have been pushing towards. Having an easy mod pool, I believe it was. I think that was one of them. And the other thing was pushing towards allowing either loved and or unranked maps in the map pool.
Yeah.
I think going for loved is a good idea. I'm not sure about unranked.
Yeah, I don't think unranked would be a good idea, but I can definitely agree with kind of the loved category.
I think loved category would be really good for like final map pools.
Yeah, definitely.
Something that people don't understand, like one of the biggest fighting points to that, allowing unranked maps to be in the official tournament. With Mania World Cup, CTV World Cup, and Taiko World Cup, The reason why those have unranked maps is unfortunately the pool of official qualified stuff is not nearly as vast as standard.
Yeah,
Like-
that's for sure.
Standard's beaten every other game mode like 20 maps to 1. And like there's just, if we did do only ranked stuff for each one of those, every Taiko World Cup, every Mania World Cup, they'd have the same stuff every year. There'd be no progression. There'd be nothing that would get through. It'd all be the same stuff. We'd be listening to like Brain Power 7 Key every year.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the most challenging ranked Mania map at the moment or something like that. You know, so those things are just, it's unavoidable. So you really can't do much about it.
I love the idea of like brain power getting picked again and again and again, and then it gets to the point where the song's like, "Are you ready?" and the commentator's just like, "I guess."
Yeah, it's so overhyped, and to be honest, it's kind of dead now.
It is, but
Yeah, I think
it
it's
was
still
good.
kind of fun to listen to, but I don't think it needs that much hype.
Yeah, I think the problem with those kind of memes is that they just get really overused, and that's fine, but the life expectancy of it is just like completely out the window.
Very much so.
If you need to hit that life expectancy as well.
all right. So I'll go ahead and grab this next one just to keep us on order. Sorry, Deadbeat.
Awesome.
Go for it.
But last but not least here,
Oh.
did you have anyone you looked up to for help when climbing the ladder to rank 1 in the UK? Was there any inspirations? Did anybody give you like helpful tips?
That's a good question. Believe it or not, I can remember a very long time back spectating Doomsday. Believe it or not, playing on, I think it was Blue Knight by Doko, the Marinade map. And I can just remember him S-ing it one try, and back then I was like so astonished by how good he was. And you know me, I wasn't good at the game at all then, and I literally said, I was like, I messaged him, I was like scared, and I was like, oh my god, you're so good at the game, like, you know, the generic kind of reaction like a new player would kind of see. And I think it's amazing to like, from like that time to now, it's amazing to see how much I've progressed as a player, how much enjoyment I've got out of the game, and the people I've met, and definitely seeing like, I'm pretty confident to say that Doomsday is better than me in some aspects, mostly no mod, but to be past his rank and to look back then, it's actually amazing, like to see how much the player base has progressed overall, and especially how maps have changed.
I'm wondering if like that multiplayer game was before or after he had like the 8-pound mouse. Like he had this really no, I'm joking.
Yeah.
He was talking about the fact that it was like 8 pounds or like 3 pounds or something, just ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, he had that mouse when he was playing Blue Knight and FC'd it.
Excellent.
I remember the good old days of when the rankings of Airman were I can just remember like all the A's, and like you needed like to FC the first break pretty much to get into Airman. And now when I look at Airman rankings, I just literally cry. It's unbelievable. It's just crazy to see how much
I
like,
remember the drama that went around when it was getting approved, because I think Cardon Force was the first to bubble it. And it's like, this is exactly what we should be having in approved maps. Have a bubble, and then everyone's lost their mind.
Yeah. I
have
believe
no regrets for Airman.
I mean, Cardon Force
Not
wasn't
at all.
wrong. I mean, it was exactly what you'd expect from an approved map at that point in time.
It still amazes me that there's actually been no FCs on Rainbow Dash. There's obviously like so many players that have the potential to do it, but it's just amazing like how long ago these kind of maps were made, and then like even to this day people haven't even got close to FCing them.
That was done very intentionally.
Can I point out the fact that like we always talk about these sorts of like new maps that people don't really full combo that well, but there's still like one of the AWP's maps that people just don't S.
Yeah.
What, Shotgun Symphony?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
the Shotgun Symphony is kind of hard to S due to the fact that limitations at the time of its creation didn't allow for proper notes to be hit, and
Yeah.
If you're listening for aerial cues, you're doing it wrong. If you want a full combo Shotgun Symphony, it has to be all visual. You have a better chance of comboing it with the music off, in all honesty, and just going off eyesight. You're not going to get good accuracy, but you'll full combo.
I feel like it'd probably be a bit easier if like the circle size was like one higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hate having to say it's easier with music off, but it really is.
It's actually crazy, like to see like people have SS that with easy and like hidden and stuff like that, and it's like
That would be Millie.
it's just like how, and it's just so many complex patterns in it, and the memorization, like even flashlight scores still amaze me. I wish I know it's kind of hard to judge how good a flashlight score is, but seeing those, like, they were more common back in the day, obviously, because score being number one on the map, you know, it was actually easier.
Were you around when good old Librados was?
I'm not sure.
Because Librados used to press go run.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Crazy stuff like he did one.
I remember
sparkling 100%.
What's it called? Yeah, Haru. That's nuts, diff. And there was I remember, God, this was a long time ago, but I remember going to the OSU main page, and there used to be like this kind of PDF file or something, and someone interviewed Librados, and
Monthly.
Yeah, that monthly. Yeah,
I used to see that a lot of times.
I missed that. This is basically the Us News, and the stuff we do on the YouTube channel is basically a spiritual successor to what that group of guys was doing.
Except we don't get crosswords.
No, we don't get crosswords. We should probably make crosswords.
Come on, Nostalgia Road.
We'll get Watson to do them. But like, poke him and just say, "Oi, give us crosswords to do." You've got a month.
Bring back crosswords.
The only thing is, I don't know how we could probably put them at the end of weeklies.
We probably could.
And then we could go with the answers in the next week. That'd be perfect.
It would be perfect.
We'll get Watson in on this. I'm sure he'd love to help out with that.
Like, we also, Kianko says she'll make crosswords. So we've been
Watson's
around.
here.
She's been around. Oh, he is?
He's right there.
Oh, wow. Whoa. That's kind of creepy.
Okay, I'm a meeting Watson.
Just a little bit.
When did you get here?
Now that's strange.
Okay, anywho though, we do actually have to open this up to community questions.
Awesome.
All things being said. So we will be able to have those open. So now, Spare, you're going to go ahead and get... Hey, Meep! Hey! Yo! Slow down for a second. I'm going to let Kianko get the first question because she's literally in the same room with me. So I'm going to go ahead and have her ask the first question, Spare. And she's not going to pop in the channel because she's literally right here. Go ahead, honey.
Because I'm right here with the microphone. Okay, so like, to do with the stuff with you having not mapped in 4 years, maybe you don't want to map again. But if you were to map again, what song would you want to map?
Ooh.
Or just a song that you would want to map?
I'd love to be able to map like a very technical song, and I'd love to represent it in a way like that most people that map technical songs do. For example, like Smoothie World, Suki Nathan, kind of like that kind of style.
Oh boy. All right, well, thank you for that question, Kianko, and we'll move on to our first question that we had written down here. Give me 1 second. At Meep decided to ask, who is your favorite mapper, and what do you think about underrated maps, free songs, etc.?
Oh, this is going to be a hard one. I don't really have a favorite mapper, but to name a few, I've already said their names. So Suki Nathan, I really enjoyed Skystar. I actually really enjoy Hollow Wings. No hate, please. But yep, I really like the work he puts into.
All of the hate.
Hit sounds.
All of the hate.
All the hate.
Like, hit sounds, I'll give you that. I'll give you credit. Hollow Wings has good hit sounds, and there's actually a few Halloween maps I can get behind. But for the majority, I'm just sitting there with my hand over my head going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Fail fish.
Pretty much. All right. We also have a thank you for that question, by the way, Meep.
Yeah, thank you.
We want to try to move these a little bit quicker because we kind of took up all the community time because we were just having fun. We
Feels
apologize.
bad, man.
Majora has a vocal question. Bless you. Majora has a vocal question, and Deadbeat, if you could you
Already have.
unmute them for that? All right, cool. Hey, Majora, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Hello.
Hello.
So Spare, what's the highest AI you can read?
Oh, good question. I think it's like AR 9.2 plus DT. Whatever that is, I think I can read that quite comfortably. Any higher kind of requires memorization, so AR 11, stuff like that.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
Pick up Jack Wilkinson on cam.
All right, thank you for the question, Majora. Then Snowy asks, at Spare 600 PP win?
Ah, don't even trigger me here.
Oh boy.
700 PP win? Okay, I'm gonna move on to okay, I'm gonna move on to Jerry because I think he had a question. Where is he?
Jerry Reed.
Yeah, I thought he had a vocal question, but he's not in here.
Jerry Reed's got a vocal question, but I
Right.
do believe they disappeared.
Alright, well, High Tech was next after that then.
All right.
What's up, High Tech? Oh, you're still muted. Okay, there we go.
Oh, hello.
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 So I would like to know your opinion about meme maps, actually, like stuff like Gay Power and such.
I'm interested in this as well.
Meep maps.
Meme.
Meme maps. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really enjoy meme maps. They're pretty good, pretty fun, pretty spicy, depending on your mood. Fun to just mess around on, I guess.
Whoa. First one to
favorite?
be ever positive about meme maps. I'm surprised.
You got a favorite one?
Oh, a favorite meme map. That's so hard. Not a favorite one, but obviously when Brainpower did come out, I thought that was fantastic. At the time.
I think like you and everyone else did.
Okay, so you have a double question coming from Nelly and Friendo Spook.
Oh.
They ask, Joker, Hidden Hard Rock win?
I'll try my best.
And quick question, is this who's the mapper on this Joker that you're talking about?
Please, Happy 30.
JJ's Burst. Oh,
Okay.
09 Cami.
Okay, thank God. It's not
Are you thinking about the really old one? Like,
Yeah, the
Hatsune
really-
Miku Joker?
garbage one, yeah.
I was really
Oh my
hoping it was the
God.
Tatch one, but okay.
I love that map. Sylvia's
What?
score.
Why do you like that map? It's garbage.
It's so fun.
Alright,
No.
I think, oh, Kirby, please no. Alright, well, I think,
Kirby maps. Kreegasm, man.
okay, I wanted to quickly do Watson, then we'll do Jerry Reed.
Alright.
Hello, Watson!
Hey, I didn't realize I had a question, but
You asked for a vocal question!
no, it wasn't me. There was someone else that had a vocal question.
Majora asked for another one, but boom! Watson's here now.
Oh.
There you go.
Ask
Apparently.
the
Oh man, how exciting! Let's see. Though, let's see. What are your thoughts when it comes with older maps, especially like structured based ones, or maybe ones that transcended around, the 2011, 2012 kind of era? How about that?
Yeah, well, maps I really did enjoy, believe it or not, is actually one of yours, which I was actually going to mention, which is which is kind of weird, but it was actually switched on Lotus. I really loved the storyboard about that, and
Yes.
I remember one of the first kind of top 20 OSU player videos actually showed Kukazi SSing that with no mod.
That SS was very impressive, and it was
Yeah.
crazy to not see a score like that for a long while.
Yeah. I tried it a few months back and I slider broke.
Oh, that's so frustrating. I
Yeah.
assume you had it with a lot of good mods and stuff too.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
such an amazing map, man. Like, kudos to you for that.
Oh man, appreciate it. I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to be kind of self-flattering, gloating in
Yeah.
this sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. That's great. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
No problem.
Thank you for your hidden question, Starrad.
Give us,
we
give us
appreciate that.
crosswords.
Yeah, crosswords.
All right.
I think we had
Now we
Friendo
did
Spook.
have one. We had a vocal question from Majora, and Friendo Spook has a vocal question that is a real one instead of just Hidden Hard Rock win. So,
All right, well, let's
Let's go
go
ahead.
Friendo Spook quickly.
Yay.
all right.
Oh. Hello.
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 So first off, my first question is, what do you think is possibly the worst map you've ever played and the best? And also, if there's any more maps you would like to see in the love category, what or which maps would it be?
The worst map I've ever played, like, it's so hard because I don't want to shame anyone. I personally believe he's actually a great mapper, like, now, but I actually don't enjoy Tengaku at all.
I
don't know.
exactly what you mean.
It's very weird, but I literally no hate to Shiro because he's actually such an amazing guy. So, but one of the best maps I've ever played. Ooh, maybe because of the visuals. I'm not gonna lie, but Monstrata's Aspire map and also Charles made one. I think those two maps are very creative and great.
Yeah, Charles did a great job with
Yeah.
Leaf map. I cannot remember what it's called.
I guess the Monstrata butterfly
and-
sliders are nice.
Yeah, they're very nice, and also one of my favorite all-time maps is definitely by Charles himself, which was, I think it's Dragons or Dungeons or something
Oh,
like that.
Dragons! The Caravan Palace.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh,
uh,
fun. Not fun.
That was
Best
literally
map.
one of the
I
most
agree.
amazing maps of its time. Like,
From
oh
what
my
I've seen,
god,
it's a pain to double time.
But to be honest, I think
It's
there's
doable.
there's like this one mapper called Fletslin.
Mhm.
He basically made one of my favorite maps ever. I'll
Yeah.
probably send it to you later, but it's really good, and I don't know.
and
So just-
and the question
yeah.
about the love maps.
yes.
Some maps I'd love to see in Loved, Kappa, is let me think. Some more jump maps, I guess, because they're always fun to see, and I love to see what like the top aim players are always capable of doing, because it's just crazy to see people shoot across the screen, obviously. And I'd also like to see some more kind of technical maps. Yeah, but not over the top. But man, do you know what? It's so great to see Zappy in that category. I can't tell you how happy I was to see his name in it.
I agree as well. Zappy's amazing.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly move along because we're actually a little bit over and we still want to get to one more question. So thank you
Yeah.
for that question.
Thanks, man.
And we're going to quickly go back to Jerry Reed, who disappeared earlier.
Oh, he's back.
Yep. And he's muted. There we go.
Spirit, would you ever consider trying some other game modes like Taiko or Catch to Beat? I mean, don't you want to like try to expand your range of what you can do with Osu?
Yeah, I'm trying that right now, actually, with Mania. I've got, like, a really big joy for Mania right now. Catch the Beat is really hard. I like to play that, like, sometimes, but I'm not very confident in my skill on Catch the Beat right now. But I'm really enjoying, like, improving at Mania. It's so great to kind of see that aspect again.
Sweet.
I see. Well, that's pretty much it. I'll let the others go. Thank you for being here, Spare, and thank you for letting me answer my question. That is it.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you guys for coming out. Now, unfortunately, we don't have as much time as we'd like for our community questions. We kind of ran over a little bit, but if Spare wants to, we'll still be in here for the after party. We kind of go up to the top and chat. If you have any questions for him there, if he wants to, obviously, he can answer those for you. With that being said, guys, we're going to bring this one up to a wrap. I'd like to thank Spare coming out today and answering our questions. And remember, guys, Rhythm's only a click away, and we'll see you real soon.
Beep.